I wanted to make a video on directing because as a filmmaker who's learned a lot from the internet and YouTube and Vimeo and all these places, I've noticed that you can find a million different discussions about screenwriting, and you can find all these video tutorials on any piece of software you need, and videos about what camera to get and so on. But there's very little about directing out there. And as an aspiring filmmaker, I would buy all these DVDs of movies that I didn't even really like that much, just because they had all this bonus features, with behind the scenes footage. And I just wanted to get a glimpse of what it's like to direct a movie. So I wanted to do my part and not just talk a little bit about filmmaking or directing in particular, but also show you what it looks like in action when I direct a movie. So I asked Warner Brothers if I could get access to the behind the scenes footage for Annabelle creation. And they were awesome enough to send it all over. So I've been going through it and sort of picking out pieces of me directing on set so I can show you guys. It may not be Spielberg or Nolan, but if you're curious to see what it looks like when a weird Swede with a resting bitch face directs a movie, then this is the video for you. Okay, and action. But I want to start with just talking a little bit about what directing is, because for a lot of people, if you look at the typical movie and you have, a screenwriter writing the film, a director of photography shooting it, an editor cutting it, and so on, you may think, but what does the director actually do? Does he or she just talk to the actors about performance? Well, there's only really one thing that a director needs to know how to do, and that's communicate to other people what it is you want, what your vision for the film is, what you want it to feel like, what you want it to look like and sound like, and all these things. And all these other people are there to help you realize your vision. Now, of course, if you're a collaborative director, you'll bounce ideas with everyone on the team to sort of come up with the greatest version of that. An example I used from Annabelle creation is how production designer Jennifer Spence had this idea of putting a dumbwaiter in the set that we were building. And that gave me the idea that, hey, maybe we can put one of the kids in there and create a whole sequence out of that. And then, together with Gary, the screenwriter, he would then write that sequence into the script, and it became something really cool. But really, the one thing you need to be able to do as a director is just tell people what you want. And for someone like me, that was a big adjustment, because I'd done so much by myself, out of necessity. So I'd never had to tell people what I saw in my head. I would just go out there and try to recreate that. So it was a bit of an adjustment, but I'm still learning how to do that in the best way. But when it really comes down to it, a director doesn't actually have to have a need to know all these technical things. But it helps, of course, the more you know about every aspect of filmmaking. But you don't have to know like what a 50 millimeter lens will look like on your camera. You just have to be able to talk to your DP about what kind of image it is you want and what you want it to feel like. And then your DP will be able to translate that into what lens and what lights and what gear and how to accomplish that. Hipster Annabelle.
Probably get away with having a railing, but at the bottom, maybe we'll get one piece of railing and the chair.
What are you in here? You want to do like 100 macro? 75-ish? What do you think?
Nose eyes?
Yeah, I mean,
It's a full frame, right?
yeah, it's a full frame, and I mean, it doesn't have to be super shallow.
Well, let's stay with the 100 macro. Are we
doing a push in?
Yes.
do we? Because we have additional shots.
Okay.
Okay.
Thanks.
So.
Just like a really slow creep into that face.
I'm scared that with 100 we're gonna be inside his nose.
Yeah.
Okay, let's go 75.
Okay,
So
75.
eventually, let's have on standby the
Diopter.
diopters.
Okay.
Let's move this table.
It's nice with the window in the background and the.
So then over here a little bit.
Yeah.
Okay.
Or you can screw the things.
Put all my stuff out of there?
You don't have to know how to storyboard, but of course it just helps the more you can do. One thing that's been very helpful for me is that I've done a little bit of visual effects myself. So I have, an understanding of what's really hard to do and therefore really expensive and what's really easy to do. I know that, okay, we don't actually have to worry about that little thing if we shoot it like this because I know how easy it is to just fix that. I can even do it myself if I have to. So really, the more you know about any aspect of filmmaking will be helpful.
Yeah. But like try it and just make sure you can actually have the car drive past
No,
in the shot.
not with you guys. No, so we shoot this scene without a car. Then we'll move you all out and we'll have the car drive past.
Where do you leave the action? You just leave the action on her running out? You never see us screaming or anything like that?
We'll probably see you start reacting, but
Right.
I mean, we want to cut
I'm so glad
out.
it cuts out of that there.
Yeah.
That's great.
That's very good thinking.
Kind of upset that nobody's gonna see my dead body.
Well, they see ghost
We see
paint.
your ghost body.
There's a million ways to do everything. Just a person walking through a door. You can shoot that in so many ways. You could have a locked off camera. You can have a steady cam following the person. And just for the actor, there's 100 ways how to just walk through a door. So as a director, you will get asked a million questions by all these different people. And that's, one of the first things that the guys at New Line did before I started shooting Lights Out was they took me out to lunch and they sort of warned me about all the questions I would be getting. And they told me, make sure to not let the questions pile up. Just answer them right away because questions will just keep coming and keep coming. And even if you give the wrong answer and you find out on set that, oh, maybe we should have done this instead, you can fix it on set. So just make sure to answer any question right away. And an example from Lights Out is, the shovel in the basement. It's in the movie for just a couple of seconds. But, before the shoot, I was presented with all these different shovel options on what shovel to use. And, at first you may be like, who cares? It's just a shovel. But then you still start going like, oh, well, I like the handle from this shovel and I like the rest from this shovel. Can you sort of put it together into my dream shovel? And they do. And that's really cool. I want more talky. Like you all go quiet suddenly.
Yeah.
I'm not sure what you're going to say.
I think we're worried about the lines, that's why.
Okay, so
But if you
Sister
could-
Charlotte, it's Janice.
Yeah, it's like, she did this. So, I mean, maybe you'd just say something like this.
Do you want me to say that? Be like, look what she did to, cause she.
Yeah. I mean, I just want
so
sort
we're
of.
not just standing there going, she's crazy. Something, I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, whatever you can sort of come up with like that, just talk
Yeah.
over each other. Yeah.
Okay, cool.
And,
Or the other thing is that I can say my line before. But I kind of wanted to, acknowledge what happened to her, because
Yeah.
if not, I'm like, I just don't care about
Yeah.
Nancy.
And that would
Because-
make sense why you say call for help,
Yeah,
as you see, and, yeah.
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 And I think it would be nice if you say you stick together, like almost like you start running up and then you sort of think of
Yeah, go
get
back.
together and then you start.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
Should we check?
And then I think it takes a moment for me to see, okay, Nancy, Trini, and Carol.
Yeah, like
where
you're-
are Kate and Linda?
Well,
Like,
one, two.
wait, where are the rest of my girls? Okay,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. So more sort of chaos.
Can do.
Talking.
Linda! Kate!
So in these clips with me directing, you'll see that a lot of it is just sort of pretty technical stuff. Technical as in just where the actors are walking to or like when to say their lines. So on action, you close this door and let them pass. So you drive her around here.
You'll never see this
And
child
girls,
again.
come going over here.
So, So once you get like here, the girls are standing in front, and Linda's like, "How do you feel?"
How do you feel?
And Charlotte, you've been following behind. So it's
That's
like,
how
girls, give her some space.
Give her some space, girls.
And so you go to the side, part up, and let her. Wait, hang on, girls and Charlotte. Come back, Charlotte. You're gonna stay here. So Anthony's gonna keep walking, and you girls come in here. You close the circle again, but you're looking at her. You wind up. You wind up like this, and you say, "Girls."
Girls,
You all turn to Charlotte.
Janice is feeling a little down right now, so we need to do our best to support her.
She'll walk again, though, right?
When you picture a director on set, you might, imagine this weird guy yelling at the actors and giving them weird poetic directions and doing like 100 takes. And I'm sure those directors exist too, but for me, casting is just crucial to find people who really know how to get into these characters, so you don't have to drag that out of them on set, because on set you will have a lot of technical stuff to figure out. So your job will be so much easier if your actors just know their characters and are able to go into that.
So pictures up, guys, so we'll button up the door.
You want to give like a warning before, like and kick, no? Okay.
Just watch your head.
Bite your tongue or anything.
Yeah, watch your head hitting here or anything like that.
Hey, Mark.
Oh, yeah, what are we starting off?
What?
She's gonna bury. Talitha will bury it.
What was the question?
I didn't see you before that. So, are you okay? You having fun? What line am I starting with?
Hey, don't.
Hey, you mustn't give up hope.
Oh, okay, so
But can you give me the one just for me?
no.
Okay, let's
Yeah,
do
no
it.
problem.
All right, so guys, rolling.
Diva.
And set.
One of the things that I learned early on, already when it was just Lotta and me making movies and I was only directing her, was that, you may hear lines, read a certain way in your head, like exactly what it's going to sound like. And then when the actor doesn't give you that, you might be tempted to be like, no, say it like this, blah, 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 blah. And that will not get you anything good, because, actors aren't parrots. And, I think what an actor needs to know most of all is just why. Because, instead of just telling an actor to look sad, which isn't going to tell them a lot, you have to just let them know why the person is sad. So you have to say things like, well, your daughter died at this young age, and now when you see these girls, you're reminded of what could have been, if your daughter hadn't been taken away from you at such an early age. Stuff like that the actor will then interpret and give you the right expression.
Should you just be like kind of focused on Janice and like.
No, you can sort of more that you're sort of not used to talking to Mr. Mullis. So you're like, you'd like to cross and so like that. You can just keep staring at the side, because then he will say, you seem upset by it.
And then, okay, because then I'd say I don't know, so.
Yeah, so just like you look away and he's like,
Okay, cool.
And I just think you'll get the best performance by working with what feels natural to the actor, instead of just forcing them into this little box that you have inside your head. And, for me, the way I direct, usually for the first take, I won't give a lot of direction at all, because I just want to see what the actor brings to it. And then if it's not right, or if it doesn't feel right for the actor or something like that, we'll talk about it, and we'll find a way to get that performance working.
level.
Right.
And
And you want me to cover this as much as possible, right?
yes.
And is there anything left here? There's nobody,
No
nothing,
demon or anything.
no, just the doll and a tea party and.
Yeah. And it would be nice if we have like a shot from over here.
Yes.
And she's like out of focus.
Yes.
And we focus on his face.
Yes.
And she sort of turns towards him.
Okay.
And like, you know.
Okay.
And yeah, I mean, you could just say something like Esther.
Yeah, I will.
All right, let's do a little rehearsal here and see.
Yeah.
Okay.
You want me screaming now?
Not really, not screaming, more like just in shock. You know.
So there's a scream that he hears downstairs, which brings him up, which is
That's
on
off
him.
screen.
That's off screen. And what you want this to be more like howling in pain?
No, not even howling. It's just, I mean, whatever feels right for you. But I think she's just shocked and like. The question is if we can get you up a little higher so we can see. Yeah, something like that. And then Samuel comes in.
Esther.
Gets down here a little bit. Yeah.
Holy
Right.
shit! Divorce. Do you know a good divorce attorney?
So, what's a typical day on set for a director? Well, you show up usually very early in the morning and you get your sides, which is, the schedule and the pages of the script that you hope to shoot that day. And then when the actors arrive, you walk through the scene with them on set. And you sort of, this is something you can do with just you and the actors. You can throw everyone else out and you and the actors just walk through it and sort of see how it feels. Is there any lines that need changing, or will it work if you walk this way, or how does it all feel?
Yeah, so Janice is right here. And Sister Charlotte, we'll start with you. Doing like this thing.
Turn around.
And then you start, making this into a bed. And camera comes down. Yeah. And yeah. And I figure, you should probably maybe we'll move the table a bit so Charlotte can be here for the last part of it. Mark it.
Okay.
And talk to her.
Strong.
After that, maybe you just look down the way or something. And cut them.
I'm gonna learn my lines.
And then when you've figured that out, you bring the whole crew back in so they can all watch as you go through it one more time. So everyone on the crew will know where the actors are gonna be and how it's gonna play out. And they put down little marks on the floor on all the positions for the actors. And then the actors are sent away to get, made up and ready. And while they're getting ready, you bring in second team, which are your stand-ins, people with similar hair color and skin tones and height and all this, so you can light the scene and figure out all the camera moves and all that.
We can do that with just the remote head higher, over. But if we're not directly over, we'll just be offset a little bit. It helps us get from here to there.
Yeah.
This is hard.
Yeah, so it doesn't have to be it doesn't have to be perfectly over. It can be
No.
off that. Off it. Okay.
It can be like that. Yeah, sure.
Okay. You okay with that?
Okay, and your back one?
We're still gonna be blue.
Yeah.
And then after we do the bling and boom.
Okay. That's it.
Okay.
Alright, so then
on
let's put that on
Charlotte,
remote head.
probably take it from here to there, right?
And when that's done, hopefully your actors are done, so they'll come back and you'll do a little rehearsal, see if everything's working or if something needs changing again.
Can I start the dialogue here? Do you mind?
Before it lands, or?
Like when it's landing, maybe?
Sure.
Okay.
Okay, bring the sheet up a little higher on your end there, and bring the sheet under our lens a little bit more. There you go. Okay, we're set.
Okay, and 3, 2, 1, go. So, yeah, something came after me, I went. that room again. No one's supposed to, but I did, and there she was. That makes it more
God damn it, I don't understand what that means.
Well, take that.
What I'm trying to say.
No, take it.
It's just strong.
And you don't believe her, and cut. Cool.
And then you're ready to do your first take. And then if that doesn't feel right, you'll do another take. And I think as a director, it's really important to know when to let go, because it's pretty easy to just keep chasing that perfect take that you're never going to get. So for me, I feel that, usually the best take is usually like the third or fourth take. So I rarely do less than 2, and I rarely do more than 6 to 8 maybe. On Annabelle Creation, I think the most we ever did was 12 takes, but that was for a long steady cam shot with 8 different actors, and it was pretty complicated. So that was still pretty good. But yeah, you have to sort of know when to let go.
And then you're gonna be like ready like some creepy animal or something that just
Like this? Like a chupacabra.
yeah. Exactly.
Okay, guys, let's try one here. Lock it up and roll, please. MOS rolling.
Rolling.
Okay, and when you're set.
So Talitha, you're staring at her, just like you're ready to go for her, and you do a little bit of wiggling around, like if you lift up your feet a little bit as well, like do that. Okay, ready, and action, go for it.
So the way you usually shoot it is, you shoot everything facing one way first, and then you turn around and you put, all the gear and light and stuff behind the camera, and you shoot whatever you need looking the other way. And, the standard way of shooting a movie is you do your basic coverage, right? You shoot a wide master, play the whole scene, and then you go in to do your close-ups and your little inserts or whatever else you need. And I really hate coverage because, every setup you do, every time you have to move the camera to a new position, just eats up so much time, and time that you don't have when you're shooting a movie. And it gets really boring as well, particularly for the actors who, maybe you do a scene over and over from one angle, and then finally you nail it, and then you go like, great, now let's do everything again from over here, and then everything again from over here, and it just gets boring. So I think, my ideal way of shooting a scene is you have a long take that sort of it can start out as a master and then go into like a 2-shot and getting sort of the coverage that you need in one long take. And then, you can turn around and do this same thing from the other direction. So you have something to cut to. Because, sometimes I also do entire scenes as oneers. You do one long take, which can be really cool and fun to do, but it does limit you in the edit. Because even though it might feel perfect on set, once you're in the edit, you might be like, oh, I wish I had something to cut to or so we could shorten this or whatever. But it's still fun. So I still do those as well. But yeah, I just hate standard coverage, even though sometimes that's what you need to do for a scene. That's what's right. So it's not bad to do it. It's just something I prefer to do some other way. And I it's very inspiring for me to watch movies from like the 30s, 40s, and 50s, where they shot movies in a really different way to how they do these days.
But you can just say what you see this stuff right here. That's in. Yeah, but for everything. They'll throw that out. I figure you'll see this area right here. You'll sit down here, and she'll sit down there. And then we'll do the whole thing in one take. Don't screw up. You can.
Yeah, right.
Oh.
Okay.
And, but if you screw up, just keep going. We'll just.
Okay. So because you're gonna do coverage anyway?
I want to use the whole thing,
So
But-
if I do a good job, you're not gonna do coverage? Is that what you're saying?
We're gonna do a coverage anyway.
This
but
is dangerous. Dangerous
See?
times.
I only want to use.
Tread water lightly.
He's going to do coverage anyway.
Tread water lightly.
I'm good.
All right, let's do a first scene.
But I don't want it.
Here, how about
Right.
that?
Here we go.
Should I close it after they say unpack?
Yeah, you just go. Oh, and then you close it because you don't want to be a part of that.
Oh, when cover? Yeah, it's fun, huh?
So as we start to move, go a little bit, and at the end, she's not going to say that the things are these either.
What is she gonna say?
So we'll do after you say, you know, we kind of unpack 3 of these boxes.
Where are the boxes? Oh.
You can point to those. She'll come running in. She'll open up and be like, "What are you guys doing?" And you could say unpacking boxes, and she would be like, "Oh," and just slam it shut and run away. It's weird.
Weirdo.
Sounds very odd.
What?
Nothing.
Busted mic.
Okay.
Because she's good at it.
Yeah. Let's try that.
So then Janice doesn't play her games?
No, we have too much to shoot, so we have to cut some stuff. So you finding them in the closet, we shot.
Maybe.
Okay.
And cut. Very nice, guys. Go.
That was terrible. I needed that one. Oh my gosh. So bad.
Yeah, always turn that way. And when you say like, how did you know? Like turn to her as well. Like you're actually.
Interactive.
Yeah.
Okay.
And
At the beginning, I was really slow because I couldn't hear what she was saying.
Sorry.
More like remembering what's my where was my line?
Connie's doing it. She's coming in.
Because it's so it's very like
It's gonna take a minute.
windows.
So you can face that way and just, you know, you're kind of like, you have to, you know, behave or, you know, we'll be split up. And so you don't have to turn back for that stuff. It's just more in the beginning of at least 2 weeks and like, but you did anyway. Yeah.
okay.
Okay. There was this girl.
Janice.
She wasn't there, and she was.
Janice.
It's
Janice, listen to yourself. I'm like,
So like the first, you know, the first time it was like Janice, and then you know she keeps going, and then it was Janice, you know. See that was right.
okay.
And by the way, when you stumbled there for a little bit, like you said the wrong word, those things were good because it felt like you were sort of, you know, kind of
Yeah. 'Cause it was,
sort of upset about the situation, you couldn't find your words. And, yeah.
okay.
So just keep going. That happens.
Yeah.
Since I make horror films, I get asked a lot if it's scary on set. And the answer is always a very disappointing no, not at all. Because, well, first of all, you have like 50 people standing around, but it's also just very technical work, especially when you're shooting scary scenes. And it won't really be scary until you cut it together and put sound and music on. And you know, sometimes it's even more important to take sounds out because you sort of hear too much. So, yeah, it's just really technical. And then the other light is also gonna pop, but it's only gonna be turned off. But you have to react like it exploded as well. So you're gonna be looking at the door, being like freaked out, and then that goes pop, and you're like, okay, and then the other one turns out, and you're like, and you.
But it will pop. There won't be a reaction. It will pop. Like something.
It will just turn off.
Okay, then I can read. Okay. I just didn't know if I was cueing myself.
No.
For that. Okay.
Okay, and then I'll go 3, 2, 1, and the first one will go, and then just beat, or I'll just say lamp after that as well for the second one. Okay?
Did you get that, Jerry? So the light goes out on what?
3, 2, 1, first one, and then lamp, the other one. Yeah.
You got that, Joe?
Very good, Jerry. Just
And
be a
she
little,
backs out.
little quicker on the lamp when he says lamp. That's your cue. I'm not gonna say
Did he
anything.
say and lamp or something? I can say and lamp, sure. I mean, it's right after the first one, so it's like
All right,
3,
so
2,
pictures up,
1,
guys.
pop, and lamp. Perfect. Can I see where you marked? Is that the mark?
I do too.
That is
So
it right there.
he's gonna say 3, 2,
So,
1,
great.
cue. The first lamp goes
You won't
off.
see my hand.
Then
You
he's going to say and lamp. right after
Step
he
forward,
says
Greg.
cue
Yeah,
We're doing quick
and
rehearsals.
lamp.
Yeah, we want to
On
get
lamp,
clean whenever you so
yours
you
goes
and
out.
you're out there. Okay.
Along with
Two
Okay,
marks,
here we
and then
go.
you go back into that mark.
You want to just rehearse it once for the timing, or?
Yes, that'd be great.
All right, here we go.
Listen up, guys. Here we go.
Okay.
Okay, so action, Grace. And 3, 2, 1, and lamp. Back out.
Perfect.
Yeah, and you can after
All
the
right,
second one.
pictures
go
up.
back.
Oh, okay.
Pictures up. That was perfect.
Thank you, guys.
Hey, Mark?
Set.
Okay, action, Grace. And 3, 2, 1, and lamp. And cut. What the hell is this?
What was that?
That was nice.
It was cool. We saw a little glow there in the second lamp, so it was cool. Good. So then bang light, then bang the other light.
Okay, good.
And you start backing away, looking around. Little finger right.
Where, oh, there it is. Sorry, I was overcompensating.
And bang. And then you see the hands. So you go, no. And then Mullins.
Oh, run. Away?
Yeah.
Oh, you won't get that because she's gonna.
Because the mask won't fall off.
Okay, come on, rehearsal.
Like that.
You're starting on
I was gonna be a little higher for look up to the light. Right? Is that cool?
Yeah.
Look up to the light. You hate it?
Sure.
Sure you hate
Sure
it,
you
or
hate
sure
it, or-
try it?
Let's try it. Okay.
All right, here we go, rehearsing.
Okay, and action. And then you see the hand. Okay, and cut.
Cut, all right. So last looks, if you want, pictures next.
Could you do that?
No.
Sounds big.
Sounds sweet. Mark. Set.
And action. And door. And cut.
I think I'll go in my dust. I do too. I have to stop.
If you guys can try the door handle first, so it's like after you can't get the door open, that's when you start banging it.
Cool.
Cool.
So if you ever visit a film set, you might look around and say, well, this is really slow and boring. And you'd be right, unless you're the director, because then it's anything but. Because you're constantly, well, first of all, you're constantly thinking ahead. Like you know, when you're shooting this scene or when they're setting something up, you're thinking about the next scene and, okay, what problems will I run into there and how can we do that? And, you know, while A camera might be setting a scene up, maybe you're running over to B camera who are ready to shoot an insert you need, and then you run back when A camera are ready. And it's just, you know, what directing really is, apart from, you know, just telling people what you want, when it comes down to it, it's really problem solving. You know, all the way from pre-production when you're, you know, reading the script and trying to solve the problem of how the hell do we shoot this? How do we do this? To when you're on set and things aren't working and you have to come up with new solutions, or, you know, there will be constant problems. And in post, you have, you know, in the edit, you might have to solve the problem of how do we make this scene work, or how do we make the movie work? So it's just problem solving all the time.
Okay, and go up as high as you can, and action. Okay, and cut. I didn't say pull, but okay.
Yeah, action and then pull.
Okay, get up really high. And action! Look up. Wait, let's, so you can look up right after you fall down. So bang, you look up with a surprise.
Okay.
Okay. Set, up high, and action! Pull! And cut. Great.
It's exhausting, especially mentally, because there's just so much to keep in your head and so much problem solving. And, you know, it's like a marathon because you're working, you can work 12 to 15 hours a day. And, you know, when you hear that, you might think, well, how little sleep do you get? But the way it works is that if you work 15 hours or whatever, you still get a certain time off. So if you start at 6 a.m. on Monday and you shoot for 15 hours, then you're not going to work, you're not going to start at 6 a.m. the day after. So, which is also really exhausting because if you start at 6 in the morning on Monday, then on Friday, maybe you're starting at 4 p.m., you know, and you work long into the night. So it gets really exhausting, but still, I can't wait to do it again because it's pretty awesome.
She drops Annabelle or?
It would be nice if we can go, when she hears something, she goes and looks and we come up over and her look down.
Okay.
Okay. But then it needs to be closer, right? Because then we need to have the crane right here.
Yeah.
Or you can be anywhere for that.
Then she turns again and she hears something, and then that third time, maybe we can even give her a little head start, and then it comes closer to her, like footsteps, like dum, 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 and she like turns around.
Okay.
With the camera right there.
Okay. Take a look here.
Take a look. Is that too wide? Well, you know, I'd want to be more on her, like.
Oh, so
Yeah.
you
we see
so
like
you want it's a waist shot. Okay.
that's false, but then that last part, I was saying to VJ that she turns around 3 times, right?
Right.
So that before the third time, maybe we let her get a little head start, and then we go like someone's coming towards her.
Ah,
then
see,
she
nice.
turns.
Nice.
Okay. Stop. Look around. Then when you're walking over, I'm gonna yell out rush, but that's not for you. So rush means that the camera will start coming quickly towards you, and then I say Lulu, and then you turn around because you heard like footsteps coming for you.
Yeah.
Cool.
Cool.
Now, if there's one item you need as a director, you might be thinking, yeah, what is it, like a director's viewfinder? No. What you need most of all is comfortable shoes. Because you're going to be on your feet a lot, and they're not going to be happy.
Man, that's fine. You like go back to that and go, oh man. But right after, you look at him because you're like wondering if it's going to ring again and if he's going to do it. So it's like you don't want to get caught. Not looking down.
David, question for you. Would you rather me just stand up here and kind of peek as opposed to walking all the way over?
Like you stand up to get a peek, but then you start walking over to get a better view.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, that's a little bit. That's a little bit.
Oh my God.
Undershape it. That's a good thing that when you start. Hey girls, when you start after he leaves and before you start pretending to eat, you can all take your napkins and put them in your laps, so you have something to do before you have to start
Is it
pretending
okay if I
to eat.
have it like here? Because she wouldn't have to go. She'd have to go all the way over to get it again.
Someone could have put it to.
So where do you want me to put it?
Just have it on your.
Yeah, girl, keep your own
Yeah.
business.
There we go.
So yeah, grabbing
I don't know.
napkins, grabbing some bread, and maybe you could pass that around after he leaves and people start getting ready. You could take the bread and start like, here, take bread, and, you know. What's in these glasses?
Iced tea.
Sounds like apple juice.
You could take drinks of that if you want. Not you. You're gonna get up. I'm too curious.
I take it with me.
It smells like Snapple.
Yeah.
You guys don't have allergies though, right?
No.
Okay.
I'm not allergic to anything.
There was only one person I knew who had an allergy. Just making sure you guys are good.
I'm allergic to cats. So.
DJ.
Oh, don't eat that
there's
meat then.
cat juice.
What? Do that one again. Find her. Like, so you're like, oh, hey, she's left. Sorry?
Oh,
Yeah, so you're eating and you're like,
oh, so I'm not acknowledging that I don't know that
not-
she's moving.
you-
while she's moving.
no, because she may have gone to the bathroom or something, and you're like, okay, but then you see what she's actually doing, and that's what you react to. Okay. And
From the top or from where?
we can take it from her already standing there. Okay. So you're eating, and then you see her.
I hope you like getting this glimpse behind the scenes of Annabelle creation and maybe even learned a little something about directing. So huge thank you to Warner Brothers for letting me put stuff like this together and show you guys. And yeah, go see Annabelle creation on August 11th.
It'll be face, and she looks, and I go, and then you can see the hand of him, right?
Yeah. Okay, so I'll say Joe, and that's when you start coming around. But we'll start with your hands.
So start, but stay face out of the shot.
Even have your hands out of the shot first.
okay.
There you go. And I'll say Joe, and hands come up, and then I'll say, or
Start with hand.
yeah. So start with hands, and then
And then creep out.
yeah.
Cool.